Come and learn the sounds of the English alphabet together with me. First, you will learn how to trace and say the sounds of each letter of the alphabet. And then you will see a short review of the phonetic alphabet. After this, you will see objects that begin or end with the phonetic alphabet sound. And finally, we will play a fun game all about finding objects on the page that begin or end with a chosen sound. So let's get started. Come and learn how to write the letters of the English alphabet together with me. First, I will show you how to trace the letters with your fingertips, and then it will be your turn to try. So let's get started. A. Now you try. A. B. Now you try. B. K. Now you try. D. Now you try. D. E. Now you try. E. Now you try. G. Now you try. G. Now you try. E. Now you try. E. Ch. Now you try. Ch. K. Now you try. K. L. Now you try. L. Now you try. Now you try. Oh. Now you try. Oh. P. Now you try. Qu. Now you try. Qu. Now you try. S. Now you try. S. T. Now you try. Now you try. Now you try. W. Now you try. W. X. Now you try. X. Y. Now you try. Y. Z. Now you try. Z. Let's say the sounds again. A. B. K. D. E. F. G. H. I. J. K. L. N. N. O. P. Qu. S. T. V. W. X. Y. Z. This is the letter A. A sounds like A. A. Apple. This is the letter B. B sounds like B. B, bird. This is the letter C. C sounds like K. K, cat. This is the letter D. D sounds like D. D, duck. This is the letter E. E sounds like E. E, elephant. This is the letter F. F sounds like F. F, fish. This is the letter G. G sounds like G. G, goat. This is the letter H. H sounds like H. H, hat. This is the letter I. I sounds like I. I, igloo. This is the letter J. J sounds like J. J, jug. This is the letter K. K sounds like K. K, kite. This is the letter L. L sounds like L. L, lamp. This is the letter M. M sounds like M. M, mat. This is the letter N. N sounds like N. N, nest. This is the letter O. O sounds like O. O, octopus. This is the letter P. P sounds like P. P, pear. This is the letter Q. Q sounds like Qua. Qua, quilt. This is the letter R. R sounds like rainbow. This is the letter S. S sounds like S. S, snowman. This is the letter T. T sounds like T. T, train. This is the letter U. U sounds like A. A, umbrella. This is the letter V. V sounds like V. V, violin. This is the letter W. W sounds like W. W, whale. This is the letter X. X sounds like X. Fox. X. This is the letter Y. Y sounds like Y. Y, yellow. This is the letter Z or Z. Z or Z sound like Z. Z, zucchini. This is the letter A. Uppercase A and lowercase a. A sounds like A. Apple begins with A. A, apple. Can you see something that begins with A? A, ant. Can you see something that begins with A? A, ambulance. A sounds like A. This is the letter B. Uppercase B and lowercase b. B sounds like B. Bird begins with B. B, bird. Can you see something that begins with B? Balloon. Can you see something that begins with B? B, bee. B sounds like B. This is the letter C. Uppercase C and lowercase c. C sounds like K. Cat begins with K. Cat. Can you see something that begins with K? Cake. Can you see something that begins with K? Car. C sounds like K. This is the letter D. Uppercase D and lowercase d. D sounds like D. Duck begins with D. D. Duck. Can you see something that begins with D? Diamond. Can you see something that begins with D? D. Drill. D sounds like D. This is the letter E. Uppercase E and lowercase e. E sounds like E. Elephant begins with E. E. Elephant. Can you see something that begins with E? Eggplant. Can you see something that begins with E? Envelope. E sounds like E. This is the letter F. Uppercase F and lowercase f. F sounds like F. Fish begins with F. Fish. Can you see something that begins with F? Fire. Can you see something that begins with F? Flower. F sounds like F. This is the letter G. Uppercase G and lowercase g. G sounds like G. Goat begins with G. G. Goat. Can you see something that begins with G? G. gift. Can you see something that begins with G? G, girl. G sounds like G. This is the letter H. Uppercase H and lowercase h. H sounds like H. Hat begins with H. Hat. Can you see something that begins with H? Hammer. Can you see something that begins with H? House. H sounds like H. This is the letter I. Uppercase I and lowercase I. I sounds like I. Igloo begins with I. Igloo. Can you see something that begins with I? Iguana. Can you see something that begins with I? Insect. I sounds like I. This is the letter J. Uppercase J and lowercase j. J sounds like J. Jug begins with J. J. Jug. Can you see something that begins with J? J. Jelly. Can you see something that begins with J? J. Jeep. J sounds like J. This is the letter K. Uppercase K and lowercase k. K sounds like K. Kite begins with K. K. Kite. Can you see something that begins with K? K. Kiwi. Can you see something that begins with K? K. Key. K sounds like K. This is the letter L. Uppercase L and lowercase l. L sounds like ul. Lamp begins with ul. Lamp. Can you see something that begins with ul? Lock. Can you see something that begins with ul? Light bulb. L sounds like ul. This is the letter M. Uppercase M and lowercase m. M sounds like m. Mat begins with m. Mat. Can you see something that begins with m? Mouse. Can you see something that begins with m? Mountain. M sounds like m. This is the letter N. Uppercase N and lowercase n. N sounds like n. Nest begins with n. Nest. Can you see something that begins with n? Nurse. Can you see something that begins with n? Nut. N sounds like n. This is the letter O. Uppercase O and lowercase o. O sounds like O. Octopus begins with O. Octopus. Can you find something that begins with O? Octagon. Can you find something that begins with O? Orange. O sounds like O. This is the letter P. Uppercase P and lowercase p. P sounds like P. Pear begins with P. Pear. Can you see something that begins with plant. Can you see something that begins with P? Pen. P sounds like P. This is the letter Q. Uppercase Q and lowercase q. Q sounds like Qu. Quilt begins with Qu. Qu, quilt. Can you see something that begins with Qu? Qu, queen. Can you see something that begins with Qu? Qu, quiet. Q sounds like Qu. This is the letter R. Uppercase R and lowercase r. R sounds like Rainbow begins with rainbow. Can you see something that begins with ring? Can you see something that begins with robot? R sounds like This is the letter S. Uppercase S and lowercase s. S sounds like S. Snowman begins with S. S, snowman. Can you see something that begins with S? S, sun. Can you see something that begins with S? S, scissors. S sounds like S. This is the letter T. Uppercase T and lowercase t. T sounds like T. Train begins with T. T. Train. Can you see something that begins with T? T. Telephone. Can you see something that begins with T? T. Toolbox. T sounds like T. This is the letter U. Uppercase U and lowercase u. U sounds like a. Underwear begins with a. Underwear. Can you see something that begins with a? Unhappy. Can you see something that begins with a? Umbrella. U sounds like a. This is the letter V. Uppercase V and lowercase v. V sounds like v. A violin begins with v. Violin. Can you see something that begins with v? Violet. Can you see something that begins with v? Van. V sounds like v. This is the letter W. Uppercase W and lowercase w. W sounds like w. Whale begins with w. Whale. Can you see something that begins with w? Watch. Can you see something that begins with w? Watermelon. W sounds like w. This is the letter X. Uppercase X and lowercase x. X sounds like x. Fox ends with x. X. Fox. Can you see something that ends with x? X. Box. Can you see something that ends with x? X. 6. X sounds like x. This is the letter Y. Uppercase Y and lowercase y. Y sounds like y. Yellow begins with y. Yellow. Can you see something beginning with Y. Y. Yacht. Can you see something beginning with Y? Y. Yo-yo. Y sounds like Y. This is the letter Z. Uppercase Z and lowercase z. Z sounds like Z.
Zip begins with Z.
Z. Zip. Can you see something that begins with Z? Z. Zucchini. Can you see something that begins with Z? Z. Zebra. Z sounds like Z. This is the letter Z. Uppercase Z and lowercase z. Z sounds like Z.
Zipper begins with Z.
Z. Zipper. Can you see something that begins with Z? Z. Zucchini. Can you see something that begins with Z? Z. Zebra. Z sounds like Z. I hope you enjoyed learning the sounds of the letters in the English alphabet. Now you can play your own game by finding things that begin or end with a sound you are thinking of. There is a link in the description below to the Montessori I Spy game that helps learners become aware of the sounds in the spoken English language.
Kids Learning.